All right, today I want to talk about demons. I want to shed some light on the darkness. First off, I'm not even going to do nothing too profound. I'm just going to look up definitions and fucking give you entries out of encyclopedias. First, we'll start off with definitions and etymology. Demons. It says by definition, first definition is an evil spirit, a source or agent of evil, harm, distress, or ruin. Definition number 2, usually with daemon. For number 2, a daemon is an attendant. A daemon, an attendant, power or spirit. And then it says genius. So the second definition is attendant, power or spirit, genius. Wow. Third definition, daemon, usually daemon with mythology, a supernatural being whose nature is an intermediate between that of God and that of a human being. That sound like the angels, don't it? And I've been seeing this shit in this Hermetic text. It's almost like they referred to the angels as demons. We gonna get there. One that has definition number 4, one that has exceptional enthusiasm, drive, or effectiveness. He is a demon or a daemon, software program or process that runs in the background. Etymology. Let's read some of this etymology. If you look at the history and etymology, Middle English, they call it an evil spirit, borrowed from late Latin, daemon, which was an evil spirit, pagan deity, idol, going back to Latin, which means supernatural being, spirit intermediate between humans and gods, borrowed from Greek, if you keep going back, comes from the word daemon, which meant superhuman power, variably evil or beneficent, intervening in human affairs, fate. They're saying that's Homeric, coming from Homer. Personal spirit bringing luck or ill that accompanies an individual. A spirit intermediate between humans and gods, that's coming from Plato. And evil spirit, coming from the New Testament. Okay, so that's basically coming out of the dictionary. So you got some quick definitions of what this thing is, what they call a demon. Now let's go to the Encyclopedia, and I'm going to read from Encyclopedia I have is the Lexicon Universal Encyclopedia. This was published these are published in 1985. Again, this is the Lexicon Universal Encyclopedia, published in 1985. I'm reading from volume 6D. We're looking up demons. Now, and here it says, demon. A demon is a minor supernatural being which appears in virtually all religions, mythologies, and folklores of the world. And some more developed systems believe demons are spirits of natural objects such as trees and fire, or the souls of the dead, especially ancestors. In more complex religion systems, they are often the offspring of gods who cohabitate with mortals. Demons often represent deities who have been reduced in status by adoption into one of the world's religions. An example is the jinn of Islamic folklore. Demons may be either corporeal or incorporeal and frequently change from one form to another at will. Many, such as the trolls, ogres, and leprechauns of European folklore, are human-like. It says, see fairy. You can check out fairy here in a second. I got the whole encyclopedia set, so we can check that out here in a second. Others appear as werewolves, dragons, serpents, and foxes. Good demons protect from harm those who honor them. Evil demons abduct human. Oh, this is interesting. Evil demons abduct human mates and children and cause madness and disease by gaining possession of human bodies. The demons of ancient Greece were originally benevolent spirits, but later developed into mortal creatures, such as satyrs and centaurs. Like the Roman Lares and Penitus, they were in an intermediate position between the heavenly gods and humans. Judaism, in pre-Christian period, treated demons as divine agents of punishment. In Christianity, however, they were treated as devils or agents of Satan, and all pagan deities were called demons. This concept gave rise to the medieval ideas of witchcraft, exorcism, evil worship, see Satanism, and demonic possession. So that's coming out of the Encyclopedia, the Lexicon Universal Encyclopedia. Now, I also got the new Encyclopedia of the Occult by John Michael Greer. And let's see what he says about these demons. He got a whole entry in here about demons. Hold on, before we get to that, hold on. No. Hold on. Before we get to that, this had mentioned, it had a little thing in here. It was like, human-like. It says, see, fairy. Okay, this is interesting because Maleficent was a goddamn fairy. She was a demon. They saying a lot. That bitch had wings and horns. Okay, hold on now. Hold on now. Now it says she was queen of the Moors. Maleficent was queen of the Moors. She had all that fucking fairy shit on. She was living in the world of the Fae. Hold on. It sounds like a fairy tale. But hold on now. Hold on. I just want to read this paragraph one more time because this I think this might be profound. Demons may be either corporeal or incorporeal, frequently changing from one form to another at will. Many, such as trolls, ogres, leprechauns of European folklore, are human-like. See fairy. I just want to look up fairy real quick because I want to see what they say. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. I thought this was some bullshit, but they coming with that shit up in this bitch. Okay. Listen to this. I'm in volume 8, F. Okay, so I need to talk about this fucking Maleficent movie now. I got to do a whole breakdown on that shit. Okay, but I digress. Okay, so fairy. In folklore, a fairy is a preternatural creature that lives on the earth and may be either helpful or harmful to human beings. Fairies are common to folklore all over the world. They resemble humans and are usually very small and possess powers of magic. They can become invisible at will and thus live unseen in the midst of human society. According to tradition, some fairies live in organized communities called fairyland, which is free of sickness and passage of time. Mortals occasionally discover fairyland by accident or are abducted and taken there by fairies. Another type of fairy is associated with a particular place, occupation, or household. Nixies live in water, for example, and gnomes are subterranean creatures. Leprechauns are shoemakers, and the trolls are smiths. Household fairies such as elves and goblins play mischievous pranks, but also help with domestic chores. Some fairies bewitch humans. They may also steal human babies and leave fairy changelings in their place. Other fairies promote the welfare of people, as does the fairy godmother in Cinderella. Love or marriage between fairies and mortals rarely ends happily. Now, peep this. Fairies are traditionally identified as fallen angels or as the first inhabitants of the earth. Modern scholars have suggested that they represent discarded gods, spirits of the dead, or the personification of primitive nature spirits. Interesting. So that's fairies. Now, if I go to the new Encyclopedia of the Occult, this is by John Michael Greer. He's got a section in here about demons. Let's see what he's talking about. It says demon, Greek for daemon, spirit. In most current magical traditions, a non-physical creature of usually malign nature. Demons have been conceptualized in a dizzying diversity of ways over the centuries. But nearly all magical traditions include lore about their nature and actions. The demon lore of ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia is extremely complex and detailed and includes quite a range of blood-curdling entities. Much of this lore has its echo in Greek and Latin sources as well. There is equally huge demonological literature dating from the Middle Ages to the Renaissance to the early modern period, packed with details about demons, their activities, their hierarchies, and their interactions with human beings. This literature is a very mixed bag. Some of it is based purely on scripture and scholastic philosophy, with little connection to the realities of human contact with holistic spirits. Other sources are more useful of the modern student of the subject. Two of the latter that are heavily used in current magical practice are the demonology of the Kabbalah and the medieval Goetia. Kabbalistic demonology dates back to the early phases of the tradition and plays a very large role in literature of the Jewish Kabbalah. The early Spanish Kabbalists of the school of Burgos devoted many pages of lengthy expositions of the Citra Archa, or other side of the usual Kabbalist term for the powers of evil in the cosmos. Demons, according to this lore, are to be found in the ruins, deserts, and especially in the northern countries. That's interesting. Their bodies are composed of fire and air. Like humans, they are born, reproduced, and die, and some Kabbalist sources give detailed family trees of the various demonic royal houses. They are surrounded by an intense coldness that is among their most terrifying features. According to some Kabbalists, many so-called demons are actually half-breeds, the offspring of mating between human beings and demons. Most, not all, are malevolent. There is an entire class of demons who have converted to Judaism and accept the Torah, and are prepared to do favors for devout Jews. Their leader is, or was, Ashmedai, or Asmodeus. Other demons have crooked feet and no thumbs, and delight in playing pranks on human beings. It seems like these demons should usually be identified with the folklore, and they are not demons at all. Then it says, see, fairy. Now I'll look up fairy in this one too. We'll go check out fairy in this one also. On the other hand, the demon lore of the Kabbalah also contains far less assuming entities such as the Teferion, who look like half-decaying corpses, and the Bohemiron, who resembles elephants or hippopotamus smashed flat but crawl over the ground with immense strength. These demons belong to the Qliphoth, the lords of the unbalanced force, who play a central role in Kabbalistic analysis of evil, and it says see Qliphoth. The demonological lore of the Goetic mostly takes the form of the grimoires or handbooks of magical practice. So the Goetic tradition's interest in demons was practical, not academic. Goetic magicians wanted to know about demons in order to summon them and to make use of them. Here the name, ranks, powers, appearances, rulerships, and former positions among the angels of several hundred are given in great detail. One example from the Lamegtin will suffice. Claim is a great president taking the form of a thrush, but when he putteth on a man's shape, he answereth in a voice of burning ashes, carrying in his hand a sharp sword, and giving the understanding of all birds, the lowing of bullocks, and the barking of dogs. He was of the order of angels, and ruleth 30 legions of devils. All the various classes of demonology, classical, pagan, Gnostic, Kabbalistic, Goetic, and Christian, interpenetrate to a very great degree. Later demonologies tended to borrow heavily from earlier ones, completely ignoring boundaries of faith and culture. You see, Jewish and Christian demon lore also tend to pick up the folklore demonology of local cultures, so that evil spirits rooted in pagan folklore traditions found themselves pitchforked in Christian hell or the Kabbalistic kingdom of shells. Current magical traditions differ sharply on the nature of demons, to say nothing of the advisability of magical practices that call on them. Even those traditions that make up the Goetic rituals of summoning demons, however, stress that this is not work for magical beginners and carry very substantial risks. Okay, and that's coming out of the New Encyclopedia of the Occult by John Michael Greer. Now, this is a good beginning to shedding some light on what demons are. Now, you get this opens up a lot of avenues for exploration on these demons. You talking about some of these things, all them country or cultures they just named, all them shits happen in different times. So it'd be interesting to see what was actually happening first to initiate this whole kind of thing. So we're gonna talk. I'm gonna continue with some of this demon stuff and the fairy stuff because I think this is real interesting. But I just wanted to share this because I don't think people get enough little information on the demons. Yeah, and that's that. And we'll end it there. All right.